off the seal. Payton right down the middle. He's fouled hard. And Payton's in pain. It was right at the end. Morant grabbed him initially, then Brooks got there late with the swipe, and he clubbed him on the side of the head.
The floor has been upgraded to a flagrant foul penalty, too, for wind-up, impact, and follow-through to the head. While the player was prone to injury, Dillon Brooks will be ejected from the game. Gary Payton will shoot two.
Is done.
I don't know if it was intentional, but it was dirty. And, you know, playoff basketball is it's supposed to be physical. You know, everybody's going to compete. Everybody's going to fight for everything. But there's a code in this league. There's a code that players follow where you never put a guy's season/career in jeopardy by taking somebody out in midair and clubbing him across the head and ultimately fracturing Gary's elbow. This is a guy who's been toiling the last 6 years trying to make it in this league. Finally found a home, just, you know, playing his butt off this year. In the playoffs, you know, this should be the time of his life. And a guy comes in and whacks him across the head in midair. He broke the code. Dillon Brooks broke the code. That's how I see it.
Skip, stop saying that man brushed him side the head. Everybody can see. Skip, everybody can see this at home.
He brushed him with the side of his arm, like the triceps part of his arm.
Come on, Skip, man. Skip, that ain't no brush. Don't do that.
And when I first saw it, I'm like, that's not even a flagrant one. That's just a common foul to me.
Skip,
I don't know. Okay,
Skip, I get that you're rooting for the Grizzlies, but don't let that blind you to the fact.
You're not rooting for the Grizzlies, and you want Dillon Brooks out of the game.
No, I don't want
Way to go.
Skip,
Congratulations.
I don't want Dillon Brooks out of the game, but I also don't
want any star out of the game.
I don't want any players out of the game, but you can't do that and expect to remain in the game.
But you have to understand what happened to Payton II was just unfortunate. It was an accident. It had nothing to do with the blow to the head. Blow. I put quotes around blow to the head.
So what did it have to do with?
I'm sorry. We see players fall like that 7 times every game. Every game. I watch every game all year. It's like the most common incidence is you see somebody get hit, and usually there's a little flop going on because you got to go down hard to make sure you get the and one or the call, right?
But let me ask you a question, Skip. How many times do we see somebody get hit a blow to the head and they don't get called for a blow
to the head?
That's what it was.
It wasn't even to the face. It was like he brushed the back of his head.
Skip, the letter of the law says you can't hit a guy above the neck or the shoulder area, so it was to the head.
He just brushed across the back. He's trying to slap the basketball from behind.
Well, he slapped him in his head.
Okay, he brushes his head.
Come on, Skip.
That's a brush. I'm looking at it for the 19th time. I'm looking at a brush.
Okay.
And he goes down, and the reason he stayed down is because he tried to brace himself with a locked elbow. Okay? And I'm very sorry that he could be lost for the rest of the series. We'll see what the MRI says.
The MRI says he broke his elbow.
Okay. All right. Well, they didn't have an MRI yet because you can't have one until today. There's no MRI. It didn't say anything.
Steve Kerr said he broke his elbow.
Okay.
Steve Kerr said he broke his elbow.
Well,
no, Steve Kerr said it.
Okay, well, I don't believe much of what comes out of Steve Kerr.
Not a man lied about it.
Yeah, Steve Kerr's over there yelling at Dillon Brooks, get the F out of this game. Give me a break. You coach Draymond Green and you're saying get the F out of this game?
He got kicked out.
Are you kidding me?
Skip, he got kicked that game one.
Oh, God.
He got kicked that game one.
Who got kicked out?
Draymond.
I know I didn't want him to be kicked out.
Skip.
I definitely didn't want him to get kicked out back in 2016.
So if I'm hearing you...
Your man LeBron won a ring because he got kicked out.
Let me ask you, I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. If you're a star player, you should be allowed to do whatever you want to do to any other player and remain in the game.
Just play basketball, and he was playing basketball. That's just a basketball play to me. And again, yeah, I'm old school. Yeah, I started covering NBA playoffs in 1976 out here in Los Angeles with the Lakers. I'll be the first to admit, I have seen guys snatched out of the air.
Skip,
you have too.
Skip is a different
this
game
wasn't
now.
snatched.
Skip, this is a different game now.
Backwards.
Skip.
If he wants him, he submarines him.
Skip.
He goes hard into him. He goes face first. He barely brushed it. That is absurd to me. That is foolish, and they're going to ruin the game of basketball because it's starting to become touch football basketball,
Hold
right?
on. Have they ruined the game of football?
Yeah.
Would Tom Brady have been able to play 23 years if the rules were still in place? You love those rules because you protect the quarterback. It's all about protecting the game. It's all about protecting the players. Nobody wants to see a guy injured in the ball game. No matter, granted, he's not Gary Payton, big GP, but the fact of the matter is, Skip, the guy got taken out of the air.
Common sense says that was a common foul.
That wasn't no
common sense. Eye test says that's just another common foul. It's a quote-unquote hard foul, but really not even a hard body foul. There's no body contact. There's no knocking him offline out of the air. There's no, I've lost my balance and I don't know how to fall here. You've seen people be put in precarious situations where it is a long, dangerous fall. That's not what happened. Gary Payton had full control of his body as he went
Skip,
down.
you don't have control of your body when you air and somebody hits you like that.
Yes, you do.
Hold on, Skip, hold on. First of all, I would like to think, because I played the game of football and I caught the ball for a living, you do not have control of your body when you're in the air. There's a reason why you in the air, Skip. You're not on solid ground. You don't control anything from that point on.
No, this was a travesty.
Oh, my God.
This was a travesty. And listen, the home team was so lucky to survive this game because they were in so